Has any one of you ever heard of the word vibe? They'll say that this is a vibe that person gives off. It's a real good, cool vibe or a bad vibe. Vibe comes from more vibrations. So it's something that's consistently moving. They have instruments today. Even back then, back in the 70s, the oscilloscope, they even showed waveforms as they were measured with electricity. They've done studies and they have more equipment now. They've done studies to show that when people can actually sit somewhere and they leave that area and they've used a thermal imaging equipment to show that the residual of the person that was there is sitting there until it eventually is gone, right? So, such as in a case of using the word vibration or vibes, every single human being, wherever we come from, whatever, have a specific information coming from us. Some people would call it a footprint or a blueprint coming from you. Now, the majority of times where vibes are coming from really is what's going on inside of you, your value system. And a lot of my videos kind of keeps getting back to this arena about values because people seem to think that if they do certain things in their life, if maybe they do a certain amount of mantras or they listen to certain types of music or they do a certain type of or they read amount of wordings, that someone is going to change their vibe, right? You're in the book of Proverbs, I think it is said that the Lord uses a conscience. The conscience is a searchlight of the Lord by God Almighty, that term Lord, by which He searches the inner arenas of the person, right? Now, when people are basically going through their life, they're making tiny little, small little choices and small little movements in their life that eventually builds up in their life. And a lot of those choices they made will be swinging in the avenue, whether they're going to be they're going to make a good choice or a bad one, and that's usually based upon how they treat others, even the way they treat animals or how they will relate to the outside world looking out from their body, looking out from their eyes, right? The person inside eventually will have to show through their very movements, their hands, their eyes, the things they do, their actions that will decide whether it's good vibe or bad vibe. Now here's the thing with vibrations. We live in the creation where everything produces after its own kind. So whatever we have become, that essence is also on everything around us, on or being around your immediate environment, where you would consider it's your owner, it's your possessions, right? Now, good vibe people are usually very light. I mean, like it's interesting by the word light. Not only it refers to turning on the light in a room that makes it bright. I mean, if I was to do my video in complete darkness, you wouldn't see me. You would hear me, right? And when you turn on the light, you're able to see who's speaking to you, who's talking. And the thing is that with people who have bad vibes, you can you can hear them, right? But you have to really look carefully to see who's really talking to you. That's when they have darkness around them, right? That's their bad vibes, their bad vibration. Bad vibration also comes from the place of low vibration or low frequency. That's where we get the word bass, right? If you listen to some music and it's all bass all the time, you really hear boom, 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 right? It doesn't have a certain level of resonance to the art of listening to the highs and the mids of a song. Or you want to be able to hear the voice of the person unless they're doing goth metal or whatever, right? Whatever. There are things in our life that contributes to what gives us low vibration or takes us to that avenue, that place. One of them is complaining. having an ungrateful spirit, one who's envious of others, one who watches carefully and watches. And this is a very careful thing to watch out for with people in your life. Be careful of the people who double watch. The people who watch you and are watching very carefully, they're up to no good. And the thing is about vibrations is that whatever they give you could end up becoming an object in your area by which they can attach. It's like a Wi-Fi signal, right? You heard that there's a term in Wi-Fi world called access points, where you would you would repeat the Wi-Fi and you put it over in other areas of the building, so it would be able to stretch out the Wi-Fi. Anything that you receive somebody who is of low vibration is an access point. So that Wi-Fi, that SSID still remains in your environment. You remain connected to it because, of course, you somehow, by interacting with them, you got their password, right? So you're connected, unless you disconnect, of course. The thing is about having access points in your life is that you are very susceptible to not only what they're going through, but what they're sending your way. The thing is about low vibrational people, they cannot stand. The Bible says about this that the wicked despises the good. They despise the righteous and they seek ways to overthrow them. When you are in the midst of people who are of low vibration, and you're a person high vibration, always high vibration a lot of times, and it has its many benefits being a high vibrational person. You'll find you're more lighter, you're more, you don't have weight to you, right? And you're lighter, which means you don't have the heaviness. I'm not thinking about low vibe people, they're very heavy. They're very heavy to have them around you. And also at the same time, the light turns on in your life when you remain light. You don't take yourself too seriously. You're the kind of person that basically knows how to give, know how to take, and you're still learning about boundaries, about not being too much of an access point anymore for others, right? That's where they have access to your SSID also. Getting back to low vibe people, evil spirits are very well low vibrational because they fell from the Most High. Their environment is so in completeness with low vibrational people. So when low vibrational people get up in the morning, they don't see the world the way that a high vibrational person would. They wake up with their curtains closed. They don't really care too much for seeing the sunlight. They're not very sunshine people. They come in a room, they suck the joy right out of it, right? Even the sunshine. You could take them anywhere and you can actually, you can give them what's called a high vibration, and they always will come down to the place where they want to be. And that's the thing, emphasis I want to put on this is that your access, whether it be back from them to you or you to them, is going to be, you have to basically come, and I'm sure you know that, is that you deny them access because a lot of times they really do like where they are. Jesus said that this is the condemnation, and it's just. It's not a God only just did it. He did it to the condition of it. But he said because they loved darkness rather than they did the light. And because of this, condemnation sits on them. And they will do consistent things in their life to make themselves guilty of their shame that they're consistently wearing or having in their life. The Bible says that the unjust knows no shame, right? They're the kind of people, though, in some ways or another, by their very manners, with lack of manners, I should say, they will shock you because they're not mannerly. You can't go anywhere with them without them bringing some level of embarrassment to you. So my advice to you is that if you have people that you really care about, find a lot of ways to inject the environment with positive, high vibrational frequencies. And frequency has a different language and has a different tone to it. They said even with some people, if you listen to them carefully, you don't listen to what they're saying, but you listen to their tone, right? When you hear that tone from people, low tone, bass, it means bass, B-A-S-S, B-A-S-E also, which is very low. You have to be very careful of them. They, whatever the frequencies are bringing off, what is really concerning about their influence and their access into your life is that they will affect everything around your life to bring you in a place of no sunshine, consistently under a cloud. You'll find your curtains are closed when you just open them, and they have this power to do that because it's so natural. That's their power, and unless they really come to the light and really desire it and want to change, and even if they have to go through their consequences, part of high vibrational values is, and it took me years and still taking me a long time to get this, is you can't allow the high vibration, okay, of being kind and good nature to affect what they may need. And what they may need is some very strong, low vibration to get them to wake up. Because some people just need to be shaken very deeply within that they realize how dangerous it is to be in a low vibrational state. So I'm just going to leave you with this. Anybody who you know that if you are a high vibrational person, not only be very wary of them, but know that they're subliminal. They are not only that, they're residual is going to be in your environment. Don't think you're fully protected because you're not. It's all natural. They will corrupt your environment unless you begin to deny access more and more. And the more aware you become of their effect upon you, the more you can deal with what it is they're doing that's affecting you. Because it's very important, and it is so hard to do it because high vibrational people do not like conflict. They don't like to confront the issues. They don't like to get into it because it brings them down. They know what that awful feeling is like, that vibration of feeling after you've had something with somebody. As Jesus would even say, make peace whilst you're along the way. So sometimes Jesus also said he came to bring a sword. Sometimes in order to have a longer lasting peace that lasts longer, you have to come down a bit here to deal with them who are down here before you can go up again. Because it's natural to you. I never leave that place, whether it be in music, whether it be in movies you're watching, whatever it is. Don't ever allow any of it to take you away from high vibrations because you will know. You will know. That's why the Bible calls God the Most High. See, God created all these things, frequencies, vibrations. When He created the world, we see with thunders and lightnings and all these other things that are part of creation, right? Sounds in the forest and everything else. It all has frequencies. Birds listen to frequencies. Animals, dolphins listen to certain frequencies beneath the water in their communication with each other that human beings are blown away by. So it's very real stuff. So don't think human beings are exempt from all this. So you have a good day and stay high and not with substance. Substance is a fake. Substance always will bring you down. Okay, so my next subject is going to be talking a lot about that, the brain. Okay, you all have a good day and do like and subscribe. Thank you.